Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Dax, and with GT all but being confirmed by the man, the myth, the legend of Sean Schimmel with his accidental slip up. Jeffrey, roll the clip.
Tricky part, and I got to give Damon Mills some credit here because he's been directing me on this last game we've been working on, and keeping track of. I didn't realize that subtly changing the voice for every single form was going to bite me in the ass later, and so keeping track of all that for like Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan 3.
What did he say?
4, Super Saiyan 3. God mode red hair, God mode, and it's all real subtle, different things, And so Damon has just been on top of just keeping all my references, everything in line.
Like I said, the boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Sean Schimmel just absolutely blundered that completely. I don't know that I can confirm he probably didn't mean to say that, because if you look at the rest of the panel as he says that, it is absolutely like, you weren't supposed to say that yet. You see the guy in the middle. I don't know who all of them are. Obviously, I know who Christopher Sabat is. I know who Sean Schimmel. I don't know who the guy in the center is, and I don't know the other two guys. I haven't looked into it enough. I don't know all the voice actors from Dragon Ball Z like that. However, you see the guy in the middle just sit there snicker the second he says it, and they all dart their faces at him the second he says it. Is just like, dude, what did you just say? So I'm pretty much confirming that GT will be in it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the GT characters I believe will be in it, because I don't think it'll be as many as people are hoping for. Alright, two of the most obvious characters to me that are going to be added to this game have to be Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Now, the question for me is, when it comes to these two guys, are we going to actually get their base form, or are we solely going to get their Super Saiyan 4 form? The base form of Goku would be a kid, and I'm hoping if they do the Super Saiyan 4 or Vegeta base form, we get the mustache version, because that's the best version of Vegeta and everybody knows it. I don't care what you say. But if we get the kid version, there are a lot of other questions on how many times he can transform, what all he can transform into, and if they're actually going to go that far, because then I feel like you're really saturating the whole entire populace of the roster of Sparking Zero into a bunch of Vegeta and Gokus. So that it concerns me a little bit, especially if they do add the bases, that we're getting way too many Vegeta and Gokus. And I mean that those are the two main characters of this game. However, if that is the only thing we continue to get, even with different movesets, people are going to get bored. Now there's so many other characters you can add, movie characters. If you're going with GT, that means you obviously don't care about non-canon, so you can definitely do different movie characters. I don't know, there's still characters like Pecan who could be added, and just a lot of other characters that you're taking space of a bunch of Gokus and Vegetas. So, yes, I believe with GT, you have to include Super Saiyan 4 Goku. You have to include Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. But do you include their base forms? Because if you include their base forms with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you're going to get Super Saiyan 3 Goku as well. You have to, because that's pretty much his iconic go-to form until he unlocks Super Saiyan. Actually, really, just Super Saiyan. So then you're looking at Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 3, and Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And with Vegeta, you just have that, you have Super Saiyan, and you have Super Saiyan 4. You have base, Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 4. So you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 for Goku, 3 for Vegeta. So that's 7 character slots taken up already. Just a thought, probably, because they're counting each different, even variant as a character slot. So in my opinion, I think we'll get base and we'll get Super Saiyan 4. I think of each of these characters. I'm not going to show the base because I think that'd just be base Vegeta, and I think overall, I think that is going to be the ideal. Perfect is getting those. If anything, just getting Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta would be great. Here's a hot take of characters I don't think anybody expected. First off, obviously Pan. Pan is such a crucial part of GT. You have to include her. I know previously I said in Super DLC we'll get Canon Pan. I think we may still actually get that. We may get the Pan that is the canon one that has a lot less power. But with GT, you have to include this version of Pan. Like, there is no ands, ifs, or buts, because this version of Pan is the Pan that is in this show. Now, on the other hand, there's also Majub. Now, the question here is, do they include Oob and Majub, or do we just solely get Majub? I think we just solely get Majub, because that's really your main focus here, a lot less with Oob. And obviously, this is also a very unfair fight. But, on a side note, I think those are two very interesting characters they could add that people wouldn't be mad at. Getting a Pan in this game would be fun for sure, and then getting Majub, the guy who's supposed that Goku was excited to be able to save at the end of Z, who ends up becoming this guy in GT, fused with Majin Buu. It's just such an iconic thing that I think having Majub would be a very good thing for the overall series. And I can't think of a time we've really had him like hardcore in a game. So this would be really good for this to have him. Like, I could be mistaken, he may be in other games and I just don't know it, but I think him in this game with the inclusion of GT would just be really great. And obviously Pan would be fun just because it's Pan and she's just such an inclusion in GT's universe. Alright, so these are two characters I don't think a lot of people actually really see being in it. Yes, they've been in several games. They've been in, I believe, both Xenoverses, and they've been becoming semi of popular characters for the show as two of the dragons that were huge on taking the Black Star Dragon Balls. However, Ice Shenron and Nova Shenron, I don't know that they will actually be in this game. I don't see them really doing much. Like, it depends on how many characters they're considering giving to GT. Because currently, at the moment, based on what I have said, we have 7. We have a possibility of 7. This the other two, Pan and Majub, especially if they include just Oob by himself. Then now you're looking at 8, 9, 10. So you have 10 characters already. Then you have these two. That makes it 12. And there are still characters to go through that are super important to the whole entire franchise of GT that I don't know that you can include these. Like, you're looking at almost 20 characters dedicated to just GT, which some people wouldn't mind. Personally, I think GT is very overhated. I love the series. I think it's really good. I also think Super Saiyan 4 is better looking than Super Saiyan Blue. Don't know that I can agree that it's stronger, but I do think it is better looking 1,000 times. But I'm just not sure exactly if these two characters would fit the style of thing, like fit the whole entire thing they're trying to push. Do I think they'd be great DLC characters at some point? Most certainly. Do I want them in the base game? Not really. That's just my opinion on the Shenrons. I think they could definitely add to the game for different styles, especially because of their unique abilities. I just don't see them being a wanted character, but they're just so we're out there with it. It is a possibility that these two will be in the game. All right, and when you're talking about GT, you can't help but start including some of the main villains. Most like that's one thing I haven't gone into. Is there's the villains, of course, that are going to be added to this game that people aren't necessarily really fully thinking about. Which is, I mean, people are obviously thinking Baby, but not many people are thinking Super Android 17. Both of these characters just have to be in it if you're including GT. They're too iconic. They're two of the 3 main characters that are in throughout the whole entire GT series. Like, you have Baby being the first arc, Android 17 being the second. Like, it's too crucial for them not to be. Plus, we're actually getting, since Android 17 himself from Z hasn't been officially confirmed, the only Android 17 that's been confirmed is Super 17. Not this Super 17, but the Dragon Ball Super Android 17. That's the only one that's been confirmed to be in the game. Whereas the one from Z hasn't. So I think getting a Super Android 17 would be good. But whether or not they'll confirm it, I don't know. Because they, for some reason, have a hard time confirming that. And then the other character to include here, as you can obviously see, as a giant form would be Giant Baby. Now, I do think this will be an added inclusion 100% of the time. Is because if you have to get Baby in this. If you don't get Baby, you don't know. Like, you have to get the Vegeta Big Baby. Like, we don't have many giants in the game as it is at the moment. I think we only have one confirmed giant, which is Vegeta. And so getting Baby's giant sand form would be crucial to have some giant fights, have some variation of the giants you can play as. Now, in my DLC for Dragon Ball Super Superhero, I did confirm I think there'll be 2 giants added in that DLC. But I think having the base game with 2, 3, maybe even 4 giants is pretty crucial at this point. I don't think Goku's version of a giant will be included because Goku, anytime he goes giant, has no control over himself. But in this particular case, Baby had control over himself, so it's vital that you include that. So And then Super Android 17 has such a unique set from the normal Android 18 that I think he's also crucial as well. So those are 3 more characters we can add on to the possibility to come. All right, and the final 2 characters I believe that they'll actually be released is obviously Gogeta and Omega Shenron. Like, I think these are the 2 most obvious characters outside of the 2 Super Saiyan 4s. Like, these 2 characters have to come into the series or people will literally just riot. Oh, but what about Team Gohan or Goten? What about Team Trunks? I don't think they were that impactful to the series. Goten wasn't there much. He's too busy worried about getting with a girl. And freaking Trunks, just no. I don't even care to have Bandana GT Trunks. Like, like, Pan was more useful than him most of the series. And I know that's a hot take, but I'm saying what I'm saying. Either which way, I do think that Gogeta and Omega Shenron, I mean, they just have to come to the series for everything they are. First off, we need more Gogeta in our lives anyway. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is literally everything. Like, he's the fun character, the funny character. This freaking Gogeta is literally probably one of my favorite Gogetas just for what he does and the way he looks. I think he has probably one of the coolest designs out of any character we've seen in the show, especially when it comes to Super Saiyan forms. A lot of people will call Super Saiyan 4 an ass pull. I do not. I think it brings back the homage to the Saiyan form, and that's what's so great about it. And Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta really pulls that off. And then, of course, Omega Shenron, he's the final boss, the big guy, the last one they have to face, the man who has all the freaking powers of all the freaking Black Star Dragon Balls. He is Shenron incarnated, this Shenron. So you just have to include him as being the final boss, as being that guy who's just important to the series. So overall, I think that these 2 will be added, of course, and I think that will pretty much conclude your roster of guys who are going to be concluded. Is going to be these 2, because all the other characters in GT just don't quite make up the full spectrum of what all is being offered at this point, what all could happen. They just don't give us what we need, if you get what I'm saying here. So that's pretty much it on that. And so let's go over a full review of all the characters we have here. Alright, so to begin with, let's go ahead and go over the characters I believe will actually be in the chance of the characters I think we have in the game. So first off, we have Base Goku, which is little. We have Super Saiyan 1 Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and Super Saiyan 4 Goku. 4 different Gokus, okay? Then we have Super Saiyan Vegeta, hopefully with a mustache. It better have the mustache if they do base Vegeta and GT. You better have the mustache. Alright, then you got Super Saiyan Vegeta. The mustache would be cool, but I know we never had it in the show with Super Saiyan. And then you have Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So now you got 7 characters total so far. Alright, next up we'll continue with the good guys, and we'll go to the bad guys. Then you have Pan. Okay, just base Pan. So now we're at 8. Alright, and then you have Oob and possibly Majub, which brings us up to a total of 10 possible characters. Yes, they are 2 different characters because Boo ends up fusing with Oob to create Majub, who I believe we still will see in the game. I do not believe Goten will be in this game. I do not believe Trunks with the scarf or handkerchief will be in this game. I do not. I think they would be a wasted character slot, as we already have. They're just not characters people care about. They weren't in the GT show enough to really matter. And now Majub isn't as much, but he's still in it, and he's a different character than what we're used to. He's not just a Saiyan, another Saiyan that we get repeated for the 18th time. All right, and then go to the bad guys. Actually, we'll cut down the good guys first. We'll cut them down. So the good guys, I believe, will actually end up keeping. I know we'll keep Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I think we'll keep base Goku. think we'll keep base Vegeta and Super Saiyan Vegeta, or Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. That's 4. Oh, the other good guy I forgot to mention, Gogeta. He'll obviously be in the game. Sorry, I didn't mean to forget him. Gogeta, he'll be in this game as well. All right, so that's 5. Then you'll get Pan, and I think we'll get Majub. I think that'll be the 7 good guys we get. I don't think we'll get a Super Saiyan 3 version, because I believe there will be a similar version, or when we won't get a Super Saiyan version, because I believe they'll save that for Daima. Daima, since they are turning back into little kids. Now, I could be completely wrong and we get neither of those bases and we only get Super Saiyan 4s, which would be fine by me. I would not complain whatsoever. So with that being the case and we only get the Super Saiyan 4 version, so let's just go with that. Let's go with we only get Super Saiyan 4 versions because they're keeping little Goku for whenever we get Daima released. So we'll go Super Saiyan 4 Gokus, then we'll go Pan, then we'll go Gogeta, then we'll go Pan, then we'll go into Majub. So 5 total characters, okay? Not a bad lineup whatsoever. Then we have the bad guys. You have Baby, and you have Giant form of Baby. I believe both of which will be added to the game. I do not think they don't add the Giant form of Baby if they add in Baby. Just because it's another giant. It's a free giant to throw in there. There's no reason not to. So I believe we'll get both of them. I believe we will get Super Android 17. I believe we will get Omega Shenron. Okay, so total out, that's 9. I do not think we'll get Ice or Nova Shenron. Those are 2 characters I think you can go ahead and just nix off this villain list because they don't need to be here. So in total, we have 9 characters. We have Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, we have Pan, we have Majub, we have Baby, Giant Baby, Android 17, and Omega Shenron. I think that is your full lineup for the GT characters. Just my opinion on it. I could be completely way off, and I'm okay if I am. But I believe those are going to be your 9 characters that we get from this. Y'all put down in the comments what you think. Like I said, who am I missing? Who do you hope they do add to this that I'm completely missing out on? Who could be a fun GT character to add? Y'all let me know down in the comments. Y'all have a good one. I hope y'all enjoyed this video as much as I did. I enjoy speculating on what characters we're going to get. I mean, we got a while before the game comes out. There's no harm in doing it, right? Yeah, have a good one. Hug someone you love, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.